What's up, guys? So, before I start today's review, I wanted to give a huge shout out to Mr. Eddie Van Halen, who, since I've made my last video, has tragically passed away. Um, there's not much I could say about Eddie that hasn't already been said. One of the greatest guitar players of all time. I don't think anyone would debate you on that. But personally, for me, he's created so many great riffs and songs that are just so instantly recognizable, um, from going as far back as my childhood. Um, growing up, excuse me, guys, I'm sorry, I'm moving my camera. Growing up on classic rock, um, there's so many great Van Halen songs that create so many great memories. So I wanted to give him a huge shout out. Gone way too soon from cancer, which is just absolutely terrible. So yeah, he's done a lot for the rock world, and I didn't want that to go unnoticed. Um, Not even in my videos. So going on with the video, today I'm going to be doing an album review of Alter Bridge's fourth studio album, Fortress. So, what you need to know about this album is Mark did an interview, just kind of promoting the album before the album came out, obviously. And one of the biggest things that you're going to get asked when you do an interview like this is, what's the album going to sound like? What can we expect from new music from you? And he put it quite simply, but when you get your point across, you don't need a lot of words, right? He said, when when you're listening to Fortress, we want to take you on a journey that you don't exactly know where you're going, and which intrigued a lot of fans. And without giving too much away, what we got basically was Alter Bridge with a twist. So without any further ado, let's jump into the tracks. Um, Sorry, guys. Um, let's jump into the tracks. Did I get that sidetracked? Sorry. Um, I'm gonna try to stop saying sorry. Um, the first song on the album is called "Cry of Achilles," and we open up with this very energetic but like light finger picked acoustic guitar part from Miles. Um, and it's played with a lot of energy, and it gives way to the main riff, which has got its own speed, which is very nice. Even Scott on the drums is providing some great um, backbone for the speed to follow. Um, but yeah, what we get is a great song, both musically and lyrically. Don't close your eyes. Something beautiful is still alive. I cannot seem to find the answer. Every truth has slipped away. Take those lyrics for what you will, because everything's up to interpretation. Um, and about halfway through, we get a great solo from Miles. Um, it's kind of what you expect from Miles. A very emotional solo. He's definitely just hanging on to the notes to create this great piece of um, this great piece of guitar work. Um, yeah, very emotional. He kind of um, just pulls on those strings, and it sounds great. Um, Even Brian gets a little feature. Um, it's great when the bassist, he's not doing anything spectacular, but it's great when the bassist can be featured, even if it is just for a little bit. And then very much in the style of Blackbird, it's not solos back to back, but even Mark has a guitar solo in here, and it's kind of what you expect from Mark. That's not a bad thing, but it's very, very shred, very fast, and just another great solo for Mark to put in his catalog. And even at the end of the song, you know, you get a little change of ending. They're not just going to end, excuse me, they're not just going to end the song with a chorus, you know. We can't hesitate, hope it's not too late, you know, all, you know, nothing left to do, um, but deny the truth, you know. At least I believe those are the lyrics. All this time, I'm still questioning the lyrics. Anyway, this album's been out for how long? Um, anyway, great opening song. Just perfect to. It gives way for the rest of the album. Great song, great opener. All right. Next song on the album is called "Addicted to Pain," and this was the first single. And in some ways, it sounds like your typical Alter Bridge first single, which isn't a terrible thing at all. But you know, it's a first single. It's your very first taste of the music of the album. Sorry, and the lyrics on this song really shine. Being addicted to pain. Um, in this specific instance, talking about a relationship that is toxic, maybe, but you keep going back to it. Um, and even after the second repeat of the chorus, you get another lyrical shift. Instead of just going into the solo, you get you know, tear it down, you're gonna lose it all. And then it goes into a great Mark solo, probably one of the best solos of his career. I like this solo a lot, and that's saying a lot, especially for, you know, a first single, first snippet of the album. You know, first singles aren't meant to be like the greatest thing in the world. Not to say that they can't be great, but they're just your first taste of the album, and it's a great first taste of the album. It's a fantastic, solid, hard rocking song. All right, next song on the album is called "Bleed It Dry," and I mean, bleed it dry, no pun intended. The the main riff is there's it's got this great like dry tone, which makes it very heavy. I'm gonna tip my hat to the production here, to Michael Basquiat. Yeah, the riff is just there. It just adds this great crunch to the riff. I mean, that plays throughout, but especially the intro. It's very heavy, very cut and dry. Once again, it's a great production choice. Um, but yeah, the you get a sense of like just the world coming down around you. As far as lyrically goes, bleed it dry, leave us here with nothing. Justify all you consume. Um, yeah, lyrically, it's kind of about um, just being greedy and being yeah, just being greedy at no matter what the cost is. And it's a great song lyrically. The guitar solo is very interesting in my opinion. Um, because I thought for the longest time that this was a Miles solo, because it's very good. Starts out very quiet and just like does a great job taking you to this place. It just grows and grows, and it doesn't stay in one spot. It's not what you think of a guitar solo. It does in a way what a guitar solo is supposed to do. It has a lot of personality. Um, Anyway, when I learned that it was Mark, I thought to myself, wow, he's really taken a page out of Miles's book. Great solo. I mean, the solo itself is a highlight on the album, and of course, I mean, one hell of a song. All right. Next song on the album is called "Lover," and it starts out with a very, how do I want to say this? exposed acoustic guitar. Yeah, I think it's a good way to say it. Exposed acoustic guitar. Sorry, I keep moving my camera. I'm gonna try not to say sorry anymore, and I'm wasting time. I apologize. Is that a better word? Um, Next song they have, yeah, it's called Lover, and starts out with a soft exposed acoustic guitar, and Miles is creating this great ambience with his voice. It's once again that makes this album very unique. The song actually starts with the chorus. You kind of learn later that if you deny the wounds of your lover, you will discover is the chorus. And it's very interesting that that he that he that's it's a great song structure choice to throw you another curveball. It's very dark. It's kind of, I think it's about like domestic violence, I believe, and it does its job, and I I've tried many times to like this song. Um, I just I can't get behind it as much as I want to, and I think it's just because it lacks energy. Like it starts out slow, and even the chorus when it gets like full volume, it just kind of lacks energy, and it just kind of I guess if you want to call it like mid tempo, it doesn't really do a lot for me. And I get that it's dark and very moody and atmospheric and very emotional. I don't know. I skip this song more times than not, and I'm sorry because I know there's a lot of people that like this song. I'm not its biggest fan. All right. Next song on the album is called "The Uninvited," and I love the main riff. The main riff is very bouncy, very groovy. Definitely something that makes you want to like not necessarily aggressively headbang, but like just bob your head consistently. I like the riff a lot. Um, uh, it's a pretty good song. I could kind of see it as filler. Um, Even though I do like the concept of the uninvited. It's a unique word. It's a unique thing to build a song around. I like the little. Um, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and know myself. Can I sound stupid? But the stuff, the thing that Miles is doing, like between the riffs, the ah ah, you know, the distant sort of call. Um, I mean, me doing that alone should get like a like, should get a like, a comment on this video, something. Um, anyway, um, yeah, I mean it's a decent song, and the riff is the highlight on the song for me. The lyrics themselves are okay. Um, no more saving innocence at all. It's 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 good. This is kind of the high caliber that I hold Alter Bridge to, but like the lyrics themselves are good, but they're kind of what you've heard from Alter Bridge before, and it's nothing. I don't want to say it's nothing new because the lyrics themselves are good. It's just kind of like Lover. I just don't get behind this song as much as I do other songs on the album. Sorry. All right, next song on the album is called "Peace Is Broken," and the riff once again kind of sending the dry signals up the guitar. I don't. That's not the technical term, but that's the term I'm gonna use. The dry signals that are going through the guitar, um, and the speed, much like Bleed It Dry, but different. The riff is fantastic. Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's like every every speed metal fan um should learn this riff. I know that's saying a lot, and that's kind of a bold statement, but oh my gosh, I love the riff. And then the lyrics. The lyrics definitely make you think, um, just inward about yourself, just about how, um, you know, this is obviously a story of what am I trying to say? It's a story of, like, you know, something went wrong, and you're the only person to blame. Like, you can't point the finger at someone else, because this is your fault, and how are you going to fix it? You're not going to blame this on somebody else. There's no one to point the finger at. How are you going to fix this problem that you've created, and the peace or the unity that you have broken? No one else but you. um it's it's definitely that hard look in the mirror that we all need, from time to time. It's very blunt, because it needs to be. And Mark is doing some great work in the bridge. He actually has a vocal part. He sings the entire bridge, the lost to every worry, every sorrow in your heart. Um, but yeah, I mean, just a fantastic song. I want to go on a slight side note. To date, 2020, to my knowledge, correct me if I'm wrong, but this song has never been played live, and it is an absolute crime. This is, like, one of, if not the most underrated Alter Bridge song to date. Um, how this song isn't played at every show, I should be sick of this song, but I'm not, because it's so underrated. It is one of the underrated gems in Alter Bridge's discography. Great song. All right, next song is called "Calm the Fire," and we get this great vocal intro from Miles, that not only shows off. It's very interesting. Not only does it show off his range, but it shows how long he can stay up there. Up there, as far as the notes that he's singing. I mean, he stays up there for a while. It's very, very impressive, and it's just Miles being Miles. Um, Lyrically, I believe Miles said that it was inspired from racist comments that he read on some website. He didn't go into too much detail about, like, what website or anything like that. But I'm gonna even take this a step farther, and say that this song is, mainly, to me, about just getting along, just coexisting. Like, you don't have to like the person, or the group of people, but why do I have to start a war with you? Or, why can't we just why can't we just turn the other cheek? Why do we feel the need to, attack, and, belittle, when we can easily just either just learn to get along, or just turn away and don't say anything. Um, I mean, it, going back to the racial, to the racial aspect that Miles is talking about. When I close my eyes, I dream that we are colorblind. Like, wow, like that's deep. That's Miles just really like you can imagine. I imagine Miles like when he wrote these lyrics, like just sitting in a room by himself, like with a pen and paper, just like really trying to get this certain point across and just really wanting to perfect these lyrics. Um, Great song. I mean, the music underneath it is very atmospheric and almost theatrical, but not in a bad way at all. Fantastic song. All right. We've dealt with fire, and now we're gonna deal with water. Um, Cheesy joke. Next song on the album is called "Waters Rising," and as we all know from AB3, that Mark had a duet with Miles, which to that point was the most that Mark has showed off his Mark has showed off his voice, and we always knew that Mark was a solid singer. I mean, as far as like going as far back as backing vocals in Creed, and backing vocals in Alter Bridge. At this point, he had released one solo album. Um, we always knew that Mark had a solid voice, and the band decided to give Mark just complete vocal range on this song because he does lead vocals. First time he's ever done that on an Alter Bridge song, and it turned out very well. I mean, obviously, I can say this because this is just how it turned out to be. But for Miles to sing lead vocals on the song would sound very weird, at least in my opinion. Um, it's about kind of like Bleed It Dry, kind of that post-apocalyptic kind of the world is coming down around you, and it paints a great picture. I like the lyric. The, Gosh, what is it? Um, a fool and his legacy are gone. It's you get a sense that the reason in this situation that the world is in such disarray is because of humans, because of human pride, um, because of human arrogance, just emotions, negative emotions getting in the way, and that's why we are where we are. Um, yeah, I mean, it's a fantastic song, and then obviously Waters Rising and the elements. It creates a great picture when any song. I mean, when you can create a picture with words, it's like you've got a huge talent, in my opinion. Like if you can take me there just by speaking, I mean, that's to me it says a lot about um, just your creativity in general. Um, yeah, so um, getting back to the song structure, um, it's we talked about obviously Mark is doing lead vocals, and Mark and Miles' duties on the song are practically flipped because you get to the bridge and Miles sings the bridge. He does it really well, but it's really funny that not only is Mark singing lead um, lead vocals, but Miles does the bridge, which is like, okay, you literally decided to like swap places for a song. And I really like that. Um, Mark does a fantastic solo to kind of to end the song, and it's definitely a huge highlight on the album. All right. Um, Next song on the album is called "Farther Than the Sun," and this is just a great heavy song. I mean, just point blank. Um, it it starts out with, I don't want to say this like electronic noise, but it just builds and builds. I mean, shit, it might be some kind of industrial sort of thing. It just builds and builds, and even Scott is doing this great drum roll to once again just build up this great atmosphere from the main riff to hit, and it's a huge head banging riff. And I like the lyrics a lot. Lyrics are just about finding yourself, drifting like a comet in the cold. I have to find a place where I belong. You know, even um, even if you don't know exactly where you fit in life, I have to find a place where I belong. That's lyrically. And um, I'm sure you've heard the saying that as humans, we have this instinct to just want to be accepted, to just want to fit into a group, and it's basically, when you get down to it, that's basically what this song is saying, and it's saying it really well. Um, Mark has a great solo at the end, and yeah, good song. All right, next song on the album is called "Cry a River," and the riff is very unorthodox. It's very you just it's not a typical riff. Once again, it's Alter Bridge trying to be different, and it works perfectly. Um, Obviously, the title "Cry River" can be misleading, um, but it's actually about not feeling sympathy for someone who you think doesn't deserve it. Um, you know, go on and cry me a river, like, like, you want me to feel sorry for you, but I won't, because of things you've done in your past, and I don't believe you deserve it. um, yeah, lyrically it's fantastic. The I like the, and I made notes, so excuse me. um, After the, I believe it's after the first chorus, um, uh, the money, gosh, what is it? The money, the greed, and the power, and then later in the song you get vows are not meant to be broken. I just love how there's just so many great tasty lyrics in this song. They're just really well written. You get the sense that, at least lyrically, I mean, if nothing else, this is a fantastic lyrical album. Um, and then I like, at the beginning of the song, you get "You never did, you never will," and then "You always did, you always will." Both spoken in negative tones. You get a sense that this is kind of like, at least this is my interpretation of it. The sense of vows are not meant to be broken. Like a recently divorced couple that's like really bitter toward each other. Like, I always wanted you to be this way, but you never were, and I resent you for it. That sort of thing. You were never open to change or to my ideas, that sort of thing. And the bitterness and the anger, Miles does a really good job of translating that. Fantastic song, and really underrated. All right, next song on the album is the ballad "All Ends Well," and I've said this before on my Alter Bridge reviews, and this can go for any song with these type of lyrics. All ends well. You don't even need to, you don't even need to listen to the song. I got tongue tied there. All ends well. Um, right off the bat, the song has a potential to be very cheesy and very cliche, very, it's all going to work out in the end, just keep pushing and it'll all be okay. It has the potential to be very cliche, very, we've heard this topic a million times, let's just move on. But the lyrics and the song is handled very, very well. um it's, I believe I heard somewhere, I don't know if this is true, but I've just heard people say it. I don't have a source for it, but Miles says that this is supposed to be like a mother talking to her child. And you can definitely get that sense. If you believe in nothing else, just keep believing in yourself. I mean, those lyrics right there are just, I mean, am I allowed to say that sums up life? I know that's like really deep, and life is a very confusing thing, but am I allowed to say that sums up life? Is that too easy of a statement? Um, when all has gone wrong and you just keep failing, and you think that you open up all these doors, and they just keep getting slammed in your face. Where do you go from here? If you believe in nothing else, just keep believing in yourself. You know, like, don't choose to, don't choose to listen to other people and the negative comments. Don't choose to dwell on your failures. Keep believing in yourself. Always bet on yourself, because you know you can control your actions. No one else can, and you should always have that mindset. Now that I'm done preaching, let's move on to the next track. um, the last song on the album is the title track, Fortress. And starts out with Miles, you know, am I lost to wonder forever, perhaps for the rest of my days? And then you get, just go through the lyrics real quick. Fortress coming down. Um, you get a sense that something you always thought was safe, something you always thought was concrete, um, is now you're learning that it's not what you always thought that it was. And even towards the middle, you know, still I can't let you go. Like, it's something you want to believe that it's you want to believe that it's one way, even though that it's not. When you really just, you know when you want something to be true so bad, but it just doesn't work out. And it's definitely that inner struggle. Musically, um you definitely get a sense that to they want you to remember this song. I mean, because musically they throw a lot of things at it. You get a sense that it's the band saying, "Thank you for listening to our album. Now we're going to give you a final song that is really going to stick with you and really going to make you want to come back and listen to this album again." Um, just fantastic. Theatrics. Miles is doing some great stuff with his voice. And then you get to the middle section. Oh gosh, the middle section. Mark and Miles are trading solos, Judas Priest style. Twin guitar solos like crazy. Each is playing off of each other's strengths. You get a sense that you get a sense that, Miles is playing a solo, and that just really fuels Mark to give it, his best shot. And then Miles goes at it again, and then Mark goes at it again. You get a sense that musicians, musicians. There we go. That just love working together and bring out the best in each other. Um, yeah, and at 7.5 minutes, an epic closer. I mean, something that Alter Bridge can hang their hat on, and um, what a great album, and this song just solidifies that. So, closing thoughts. Um, in my opinion, 10 songs that are just absolutely fantastic. And, The Uninvited is kind of the other two songs that I'm leaving out are The Uninvited, which is kind of, like I said, can kind of be seen as filler. I skip it every once in a while. It's still a good song. And Lover, it's not a filler by any means. It just happens to be not my cup of tea. Um, so yeah, that's it. Um, Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much. Bye bye.